Hey guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit about what we saw at the DC Fandome event. Fandome still sounds weird. But, yeah. So let's start with to me with what was the least interesting stuff. It was all really good. Well, most of it was really good. There's some stuff that was just alright. Such as, they had Greg Berlanti, I think is the dude's name, who is like, he basically runs all of the Arrowverse shows. And he talked about, let's see, how am I going to recap, like, 8 hours of content in 30 minutes or less? So, he talked a little bit about, he answered the Arrowverse, he answered some questions. The most notable one, in my opinion, was, sorry, Gaia is looking extremely cute over here. The main question he answered was, like, is the multiverse, like, still a thing? And he's like, yeah, totally. It's just that most of the universes have been, all the universes have been folded into one, but outside, in special frequencies that they haven't discovered yet, they have all these different Earths being rebuilt. So that affords the DCEU to continue their timeline in a different timeline while having their original timeline still be a part of the Arrowverse. So they're like clone timelines, right? So there's a DCEU within the Arrowverse, and there's a DCEU outside of it. It's weird. But the reason they keep saying that the multiverse isn't around is just because they haven't discovered it yet. It's still being forged. It hasn't all come back yet. Those aren't really his words. I'm just trying to do my best to explain what I think the deal is. But yeah, they didn't really have any announcements to make. Fucking Jake from State Farm kept showing up, which was the weirdest shit. But so then they had they announced Shazam 2. They didn't really have much to say on it. They showed off a poster or whatever, but yeah, it was just full of jokes. There wasn't really anything about the movie itself. So, but Shazam 2 had it was called like Theory of the Gods or something like that. I couldn't ever tell when they were joking and when they weren't. And Theory of the Gods doesn't really sound like that interesting a name. It doesn't even make sense to me. So I don't know. Look, I have a hard time telling when people are joking or not. I'm not the most literal person ever. But you say something and I'll probably take it the wrong way. So, Cat, why are you stretched out over here? If I step on you, it's your own fault. Don't you fucking meow at me, pussy. I'm just messing with you, Asher. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. That was a weird sound. Kitty, kitty. You're so cute. You have anything else you would like to say? No? Stop rubbing up against my phone, fool. Anything else you want to say? Alright, that was inaudible to you guys over here, but I heard it. That was weird. Look, they can't hear you, Ash. Don't stop being stage fright. Alright, I guess we don't have anything else to say. Okay, well, the special guest, Cat, doesn't want to talk anymore. So, then there was the Sandman Audible series or whatever is what they were calling it. I'm not really interested, or I'm not really into Sandman. I don't really know anything about that. But he's associated with Constantine and Swamp Thing, I think. So, that was cool. And by the way, this guy is I believe he's the personification of death in the DC universe. He is not the Sandman from Spider-Man or anything like that. I know some people are really confused on who's who. A family friend of mine, my mom didn't know, but a family friend of mine was watching the MCU, and she was on her downtime around here when she's a nurse, so, and she was like, so, none of the Spider-Man movies are on Disney Plus, is that DC? And I'm like, no, it's just Sony, and it's just Sony shenanigans. That's the abridged version of the story that I'm telling you. I went into a little bit more detail with her, but, you know, I don't have time to explain all that. But anyways, people often mix up characters from these different comic books when they're not really that well versed into it. Casuals, I guess. So yeah, the Sandman has nothing to do with Spider-Man. Do not think that's what that is. Alright, cats, quit being weird. They are just teabagging each other left and right. So then there's what's the next least interesting thing? Just because I'm not that into it, I guess I'll put it here. I was kind of excited, I think, but I don't really recall a lot of it because I didn't wake up at a good time this morning, and so I was a bit slow with some of the DC fandom announcements and stuff. But the next least interesting thing for me was Static Shock, or Milestone Comics. There were a bunch of people talking about it. Phil Lamar is the voice actor. He's the only name I remember. I don't think he's the guy who plays... I'm pretty sure, now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's Green Lantern in Justice League Unlimited. and what was it, Arbiter or Spawn? That might be a different guy. I can't remember. I was looking at something and I was like fucking amazed. Because there was this guy who played like fucking... I can't... Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick before I say anything. Alright, no, I think Spawn and the other guy is a different guy. I just looked it up. Who the fuck was the other guy? It was Spawn and Arbiter from Halo. Yeah, that one. So Phil Lamar actually is... He's someone on Futurama. I haven't watched that show in forever. But he is the voice of Static Shock and Green Lantern. I did not know they were voiced by the same guy. Jon Stewart, by the way. And I think Virgil Hawkins is the other guy. He was there talking about it, and they're working on a Static movie or something like that. Can't really remember what a lot of they were talking about was, because it was... A lot of this stuff was about their personal experiences and stuff, rather than the actual stuff they're working on. But they did announce more Static Shock comics would be made, so that was really cool. I have like a passing knowledge of the character. I was kind of bummed out that he was in the Injustice mobile game, but he wasn't in Injustice itself. I was like, well, that's lame. But, yeah, so... Then, the next least interesting thing... oh yeah, they were talking about Batwoman being cast. I can't remember who they said were playing her or something like that, but now here's a spicy take, and I don't mean to say anything, but it really didn't seem like people cared that much that what's her name? Ruby Rose was cast as the first person to play Batwoman. But then they made like a huge deal about it at the Fandome event that this other chick was the first woman of color to play Batwoman. And I was like, I guess this is a victory for you, but I don't really care. I came here for news. I think they spent too long on that aspect rather than telling about the Batwoman herself, because we don't know anything about it. And I think one of the people they were talking to mistook Luke Fox for Lucius Fox. They kept talking about having him on the show this past season, and I was like, but that's Lucius's son, not Lucius himself. So, yeah, I just found the Batwoman thing to be the least interesting thing. I think it would have been more interesting if they got Ruby Rose back. Because I don't really want another Batwoman. I want them to finish the story they had going on here. I mean, it would have been so fucking cool to have, you know, the Batwoman I liked in the first season teaming up with Superman and the rest of the Arrowverse heroes some more. Or, you know, eventually teaming up with Batman. That would have been so cool. And so, yeah, that was kind of actually majorly disappointing that they were like, alright, well, we got this cast here. Because now it's a completely different character, and the story's probably going to be very similar. And they might end up booting out other characters that I really like Luke Fox. I hope Ruby Rose isn't just like completely done with it and she'll come back every now and then. But if she is, you know, it's her decision, I guess. You can't just force someone to do something. And whatever. So, but yeah, I was just like, I was actually disappointed that someone else got cast because I'm like, well, shit, now there's no going back, huh? God, their story wasn't even finished, man. She was just like, alright, peace, I'm out. So yeah, that I probably should have said that one first, because everything else was a bit more interesting than that. This was just really disappointing. And then they had Grant Gustin answering questions for The Flash, but there wasn't really anything. They had a trailer, I think. I missed out on that, but IGN uploaded it to YouTube, so it's fine. But, ow, cat. So, whatever. Now one of the more interesting things, I'm saving the best for last. But these next two things are pretty interesting, so whatever, they're really cool. But they announced the Batman Gotham Knights game, and that's kind of disappointing. I was so excited. I was like, oh, cool, new Batman game. And it opens up with... Man, that one really pissed me off, but whatever. On the bright side, it looks like it's going to be a cool new story with a new take on Gotham. So cool, alright? But you didn't need to kill Batman. Maybe Batman faked his death and he'll appear later on. But it's gonna be a multiplayer-based game with you in Gotham taking control of the Bat family. And maybe Batman faked his death and he'll show up later in the game. But yeah, I was really disappointed that Batman's dead. But I gotta wonder. That really didn't sound like Roger Craig Smith who was doing Batman's voice, and I know that he was working on something for DC. So I thought that they had another announcement or something like that, but maybe he's doing Robin this time around. But yeah, I was like really disappointed. I was like, fuck. I was so excited to get back in the shoes of Batman. And then you had to go and do me like that. Whatever. This game is probably still going to be really good. Either way, I'm buying it on launch day. Like, I'm buying it at launch. Despite any problems it has outside of, lack of Batman. But, oh, there you are, cat. I was worried I couldn't find you. Yeah, and then the Suicide Squad game looks really good. And we see Brainiac's ship in the background. No one seems to be commenting on this yet. But, Brainiac's ship is just chilling in the background, and then I guess the Suicide Squad have been sent to kill Brainiac or something like that. Because, Harley sees Superman save a guy from a helicopter, and then, or save the guy from a damaged helicopter that's crashing. And, then you see, Superman come and save the dude, and Superman didn't come to save the dude. Superman, went and killed him. And so the squad's like, oh shit. So I guess he's under Brainiac's control, and so I guess the Suicide Squad are going to be tasked with killing the Justice League, which is weird, because normally I don't know. I don't think they'll actually kill the Justice League. I think this is better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like Flash Season 5 all over again with Cicada. Where Cicada is like, he's down, but he always gets away. It was so fucking annoying. However, it looks like the Justice League, or the Suicide Squad, will stop the Justice League, and instead of getting away, they'll just, regain their, they won't be under mind control anymore, so that'll be really cool. So, the two DC games are really cool. I'm excited for both of them. I wish there was a Batman game. I mean, we got Gotham Knights, but that ain't a Batman game. That ain't a Batman game. The fucker's dead. My boy's dead. So, we got a new trailer for Wonder Woman, 89, 84, whatever it was. It's really cool. Steve Trevor's back, and the trailer establishes that he's back a lot better than the other trailer did. The other trailer just is like, oh look, he's back. This trailer is like, Wonder Woman is just in disbelief that he's back and whatever. It was swell. But yeah, so it was cool. It wasn't the greatest thing ever. Now, like I said, I'd be saving the best for last. they released a trailer for the Batman. Oh shit, I shouldn't get to that yet. Justice League. Justice League looked really cool. We didn't see a whole lot of Batman stuff in the Justice League trailer, and I didn't like the music they chose for the trailer. I thought it really didn't fit with the trailer, but whatever. With the footage we were seeing. And it also bothered me that there wasn't any sound on the footage we were seeing. I don't know. Man, Justice League Snyder Cut, I'm really excited for that. That's going to be 2021. Because, see, look, DC has some stuff that they're just sitting on that they could turn into a thing, and so they have an edge over Marvel. Because Marvel still has to shoot everything. DC has the Snyder Cut and the Ayer Cut that they're just sitting on. They don't have to shoot any footage on that. They just touch it up a bit, which is expensive still. But, you know, you touch it up a bit, put it on HBO Max, boom, money. Like, I'm not saying it's the easiest and cheapest process, but with Marvel, they can't really shoot anything. With DC, they don't have to. They have all this shit that people want that they're just sitting on. So you just do that, and yeah. So then ow. And then the Batman. They've only shot like 25% of the movie apparently. But it looks fucking good. I was skeptical about Robert Pattinson playing the character, but the trailer looks good. And people were losing their mind when it came to Robert Pattinson not really working out for the role. I don't know. I was optimistic. I figured if he doesn't feel like he needs to do it, then he might not need to. But what are you looking at, Cat? Tell the YouTube about how you feel about Batman. Talk, damn it. Cat. Cat, talk. How do you feel about the Batman? Is that so? Gonna be honest, I didn't understand a word of what you just said. Fucking cats, am I right? So, don't you fucking talk to me like that. I'm just kidding, Asher. I love you. I love you. So the Batman, I was really skeptical at first. They had freaked out about let's see, where was I at? So they freaked out about him losing weight and gaining muscle mass or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was optimistic. I was optimistic. I was like, if he doesn't need to, he doesn't. If he doesn't feel like he needs to, he might not need to. I don't know. But so far the movie's looking really, really good. We haven't even seen a whole lot. That's just what they filmed, and it's not even new filming. I got a learner's permit, so I've been driving around. And in like 3 months, I go up to get my driver's license. So, dude, I'll probably have my own car by the time that movie comes out. I'll just drive my ass up there to go watch it, man. It'll be great. But yeah, at first I was really skeptical. And then this motherfucker, he just takes out, like, there are these guys and they're like, who the hell are you? And he just beats the shit out of this guy, just keeps punching him in the face, and then he breaks his arm, and then he punches him in the chest, and then he, when the guy falls down, he punches him in the face like 3 times, and then he says, I am vengeance. And then there's just lightning striking, and then there's the Batmobile, and the, dude, if you guys haven't seen that trailer, go fucking watch it. I'm sure everyone's seen it so far. But DC was just, man, they were so cool today. I was still disappointed with the games. Suicide Squad was like, I was like, that's cool. I know exactly what I'm going in for. But I've been waiting for that fucking Batman game. And motherfucker isn't even in it. So that's a little disappointing. When I was talking about it, I was like, I went up to my dad and I was like, so they just revealed the trailer for the Batman game. And my dad's like, ah, cool. And then I was like, but Batman's dead. And then my dad was like, I am so sorry. He's just like, I'm so sorry, man. Man, yeah, this is just kind of disappointing. The game will still be good. I'll buy it at launch, and if it's good, I'll give it a good review. But, I mean, honestly, man, what can be said? That was just really disappointing. I'm reinstalling Arkham Asylum, and I'll do like another playthrough of that game. Then I'll, whatever. I actually got Metal Gear 5 Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain just a few days ago. I had Phantom Pain with Xbox Live Gold, but I got like the deluxe edition and shit. So, whatever. And yeah, so I got Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, and I'll be playing that. I got Doom Eternal, so I'll be playing that. I don't know if the DLC for that game is going to be free or if it's going to be paid. I haven't really looked it up. But from what I've heard about the DLC trailer, because I haven't actually watched it yet, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, I am pumped for this Batman game, even still. And I'm loving the Batman movie. It seems like... Because instead of saying 2021 right at the end, as like the release year, it says ?0, ?1. And, well, already I know it's not going to be in 21, so I'm pretty sure the year is nailed down for next year. And, pretty sure the year's nailed down, and I'm pretty sure what they're trying to hint at is the Riddler. There's a dude with duct tape on his face, and it says "No More Lies." And then there's like not a riddle, but like a message left for Batman. And there's this weird looking dude, and like the only thing I can think is Riddler, being cryptic as ever. But we know Colin Farrell's gonna be playing the Penguin. I can't remember who they said was Riddler. We got another dude playing Alfred. So yeah, this looks cool. They did say this was not going to be an origin story, but it was going to be like think of where Batman Begins starts out, and skip like 3 years, I think is what they said, and that's where you go. So yeah, this is not Batman Begins. This is more like The Dark Knight. But even though we see Batman beating up a bunch of clowns, it doesn't seem like the Joker's gonna be part of it. It'd be really cool if it was, but whatever. Oh, fuck, I forgot this too. This was really interesting. Suicide Squad. The James Gunn one. It's gonna have Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher. I was like, oh fuck, that's gnarly, bro. They didn't really reveal a trailer, but they showed a behind the scenes little thing. So I don't really know what to make of it. Also, John Cena's playing like a Captain America type dude, but he's like the Punisher. Also, The Rock showed off Black Adam. I forgot about that too. Yeah, The Rock, not really anything to note, except it's going to have JSA members Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and Atom Smasher. Which finally means that movie's getting on the road. Like, they've been saying it's going to happen, but now it's finally happening. And they didn't say anything at DC Fandom, but they confirmed it prior about the Flash movie having Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton as Batman. The only thing better would be if they did like a fusion Ha and we got a Super Batman. But yeah, so it's just gonna be really cool. Also, Robert Pattinson's Batman is finally going to be a Batman that coexists with another Batman. So we have Robert Pattinson and we have Robert Pattinson, Ben Affleck, and Michael Keaton all at once, right? They can coexist now. So that means a Batman TV show with a fifth Batman could be better. And Greg Berlanti, I actually forgot about this earlier. he sort of went rogue and he said something along the line, I'm like paraphrasing, but he's like, WB is kind of silly sometimes. Like I can watch one animated Batman and not confuse it with another, so why couldn't the same be done with live action? And then he went back on like WB's side and he's like, we still want to justify a character appearing somewhere. But it was really clear to me what he was saying is like, no one's gonna confuse these guys. He was being polite, but he's like, no, WB is absolutely stupid sometimes. So, yeah, we could get a Batman TV show. We are getting a Gotham show for HBO. I didn't know that they revealed it during Fandom, or ever really. I just remember that it leaked, but then they actually did confirm it sort of at the Fandom event. Like I didn't hear it, I didn't know it was confirmed anywhere else, but one of the interviewers was like, so it's been confirmed, and then they were like, right. And so I was like, oh, so the Gotham City show is a thing? That'll be really cool. So that probably means that Catwoman show is also real. Maybe not. However, if the Catwoman show got replaced with a Batman show that also had Catwoman in it, that'd be gnarly. So yeah. Yeah, talk about 30 minutes or less. I'm gonna end this here. I'm getting dehydrated. I'm seeing dragons. It's all cool, man. Washer noises. Alright, later guys.